All right.
Can you see me?
I can see you. Your
Okay.
English is better than mine.
Okay. Where in America are you from?
I'm in Connecticut. Don't forget that there's going to be a test question later.
Okay, okay. I've been to California.
Okay, nicer than Connecticut.
Where is that?
Connecticut's on the opposite coast, next to New York
Okay,
City.
okay,
It's next to New York
okay.
City.
Okay,
So I'm on
cool.
the East Coast. So I see the sun approaching me from the ocean, and it goes over my head over the land as it approaches California. And then it
Yeah.
goes beyond California and comes around back to you guys.
Okay, cool. Okay. Nice to see you. I saw the interview with Professor Dave for a year ago.
Of course you did, because that's what Google will serve you, because Google thinks that that was a win for the globe. But if you
Mm,
watch it, you can just see that he just used what's called ad hominems, which are insults, and
mm.
fallacies, which are just fake beliefs. And
Yeah,
there's actually a channel called Mind Shock.
yeah,
And if you go on my app, which is right here, if you click the web button, which is this button right here, up comes all sorts of stuff. But there's a debunking the debunkers right here.
yeah.
And there is a guy that doesn't say Earth is flat or not. He just analyzes debates based on logic and fallacies. It's the
Okay.
funniest thing you've ever seen. Professor Dave, who's not a professor, he's just a failed musician who calls himself a professor. Um, he got the highest score ever, like 400 fallacies and ad homs. It was hysterical watching the breakdown. So if you ever want to, help yourself understand what happened in that debate, watch that in the
Yeah,
debunking the debunker on the
yeah.
app.
I thought he was kind of rude. He
He's
said,
idiotic. He's been debunked. He says nothing. He really
yeah.
has nothing. But he speaks authoritatively. He
Mm,
has professor. He calls himself a professor, so he must be a professor.
hmm.
I'm Professor FlatEarthDave, if you wanted to know.
Yeah.
And people just respect that because people like to believe and they like to trust and they like to look up to
Mm,
people that are smarter than them. I can't figure that out. That's because I'm dumb.
mm.
No, I'm going to show you why you can't figure it out. It's not because you're dumb. It's because it's stupid. It's
Show
stupid
us.
and unfigureoutable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so there we go. So, why do you believe the earth is a globe? Let's start with that.
Okay. Because, okay, that's the first thing I learned.
That's the first thing you were told by authority. You were told that and you believed it because you're a little kid. You think the world is out here. There's no one bad. You don't have any fears or anything. You
Mm-hmm.
go to school, the teacher's your God, right?
Mm.
Anything they say is true, absolutely 100%. And they told you early on in school, they had a globe in the front of your class. They gave you a worksheet. One of the first worksheets you had in school was the orbits of the sun, the moon, and the earth.
Yeah.
The moon goes
Yeah.
around the earth, the earth goes around the sun, right? And that's your earliest foundation, your childhood memory. And you did not have discernment
No.
to question that, to question the authority, your teacher. Okay?
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
can't you can't do that. So you were told, guess what? Where do I live? You were told.
Sweden.
No.
What?
No, where
In
do I live? Come
in
on. Where do
USA.
I live? Where in the USA?
Kentucky.
Connecticut, close enough. You
Okay.
forgot the name, but that's okay. That's
Okay.
okay. Right?
Yeah.
Connecticut
Sorry.
is a
Sorry.
stupid name.
Uh,
I have a hard time spelling it, or I used to.
uh,
Um, so do you know that or do you believe it?
I believe it because you said.
Yeah, you believe it because I said so, and you want to trust. Like
Yeah.
you tell me something, I'm gonna believe it. I'm gonna believe that you're not lying to me until you lie to me. Then I'm like, you're toast. Once you lie to me once, you're pretty much done. Lie to me twice, you're finished forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you people that lie to you all the time, but people still have total faith and base their entire world reality on liars, proven
Yeah.
liars. Right. So you were told that's your number one reason that the earth is a globe. I'm sorry that does not win you the 3 Bitcoins. I'm offering 3 Bitcoins, everybody. That's 72,000 US dollars each
Yeah.
for one proof we live on a globe. Just one. That's all you need is one that we live on a globe. If we lived on a physical globe, right? Oh, where's my globe? It's gone. Um, somebody stole my globe. It's all right. So if we lived on a physical globe, there would be physical proof.
Yeah.
But every test for axial rotation or curvature, which every sphere must have, has failed and proven the opposite.
Okay, but if I can counter you with another question about it, why would we hide the?
Why would they lie?
Yeah, why would they
So
lie? Exactly.
I have to tell you something. That's the question that every intelligent person comes with after they have a few of their, what I believe proofs were, knocked down. But the fact that you jumped right to it is a little bit of a leap of faith that, hey, maybe everything I'm going to tell you is going to knock down why you think the earth is a globe. Basically, your teacher told you. And,
Yeah.
the teacher wasn't lying, by the way. The teacher is the one that memorized and regurgitated the what they were taught the best. Therefore, they could be the teacher. Right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Rockefellers make our textbooks. Hey, let's say they cost $50 to make. They sell them to the school for $5. So nobody can compete and make a new textbook. No independent company go, I got a better textbook, but they can't do it because they literally keep the schools underfunded. They give them books below cost, and nobody else can chime in. So they're such wonderful people, the Rockefellers. So where's it going with that? I totally brain farted on that.
Why should they lie about?
Why the lie?
Yeah.
So if we're going to jump to that, and then we'll go back and we'll look at the proofs. Okay.
Sure.
So you are born into this world, and we are all inheritors of God's world, of whatever created this world. We're inheritors. We have equal rights. We have God-given free will in nature. But what they've done is they've created the heliocentric, the globular, satanic world. Because if you look at all the numbers that go into the globe, they're all 666s. You guys know about 666 there, right? 666. Like all of the measurements of the Earth are all sixes. They're all 666s, which is the devil's number. Yeah, it's incredible. This is only a short list. And so if you play on their ball field, if you play on their fake world, you have to play by their rules.
Yeah.
And what makes the world go round? Not spinning. The world's not spinning, but what makes the world go round? Money makes the world go round. So we're playing with their fake money on their fake world. They have total control over us. What are all of the wars in the world fought over? All of them. They're all fought over power, control, land, and resources. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What if they were hiding more land? What if they wanted to make you realize that you're insignificant? They want you to believe that you're insignificant. Living in fear lowers your manifestation abilities. When you're in fear of nuclear bombs, you know that nuclear bombs are fake, right?
Yeah. What?
Okay.
No.
They're fake. We'll get into that. Okay. What? There's no such thing as nuclear bombs. Here, we'll get into it. Just trust me.
Okay.
They're just they keep you in fear. We're running out of food. We're overpopulated. An asteroid's going to take us out. Our sun's going to explode. A comet's going to come. All of this crazy stuff. When you actually realize that none of that is true, you don't live in fear anymore. You don't live in fear. When you understand that all wars are bankers' wars, and they're real wars. People are dying. There's atrocities going on. What's going on in Gaza right now is unbelievable. It's just horrible, right? But it's all a put up by the governments. Do you want to kill anybody in Israel, in Gaza, in Iran, in Iraq, in America? No. You just want to live your life. Nobody was, but governments are creating these wars basically to keep the population down, to keep the world fighting at each other, keep us apart, because together we're too powerful for them. When our minds come together, two people together, like you doing this podcast would be pretty good, but the two of you together make it 10 times better, right?
Yeah.
You gain. So they want us 6 feet apart, separated, afraid of each other. They want us hating each other. They use all of the propaganda to make us hate each other. That's how they separate it. Systemic racism. Do you guys have that in your country? They talk about racism.
No.
People are racist.
Yeah,
well, here in America, it's but let me ask you a question. Are you racist?
No.
Absolutely not. Check this out. I like white women. Okay. That's not racist. I'm a white guy I like white women. I like
Yeah.
all women. I like all races. I'm attracted to white women. There's nothing wrong with that. But they say that's racist. That's racist, right?
Ah,
Maybe I would be attracted. Maybe if I met the right Chinese woman, black woman, whatever, maybe I'd be like, wow, this is the love of my life. Who knows? But so
yeah.
far it hasn't happened. But that's just my biology, the way I feel, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Have you ever witnessed racism? Have you?
Actually, I haven't. I think only on the internet.
Yeah. Not really. It's all bullshit on the internet. It's all nonsense. It's all
Yeah.
to divide us, because if we can hate each other, if our emotions hate each other, we're separated and we'll never overpower them. This is a spiritual war that we're in,
Yeah.
right? And they're controlling the narrative. They want us to think we're insignificant speck, twirling and whirling in space, out of control. And there's nothing we can do about it, right? They want us to believe that we are, where is it? We're on a planet that is
Yeah.
spinning 1,000 miles an hour, orbiting at 66,000 miles an hour in a curved trajectory, speeding up and slowing down, speeding up and slowing down, right? And chasing the sun at 500,000 miles per hour. 500,000 miles per hour. Can you fathom that speed? You can't even imagine what that speed is.
No.
So wait, on the equator, and I heard you play that dickhead Dave clip, and when he goes, you know how slow that is going around once a day? He goes, if you watch a clock, the hour, you can't even see the hour hand move, and that's moving twice as fast. He's right. It is moving twice as fast because it's got to go around twice in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. But if you were on a merry-go-round, right? The carnival ride is the merry-go-round, right? It's, I don't know, 50 feet across and on the horses. And if it was spinning once per day, that would be a really boring ride. You barely feel the movement, right?
Yeah.
You with me?
Yeah, with you.
Okay, so now let's expand that merry-go-round out to 24 miles in circumference. Now it's moving at about a mile an hour because it's got to go around once every 24 hours. So it's moving 1 mile per hour. You think you wouldn't feel that? Yeah, you feel it. Moving a mile per hour, that's a slow walk, right? That's a half speed walk.
Yeah.
So now make it 2,400 miles. So now it's going 100 miles an hour. Do you think you would feel that? 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
If you're on the outside of this wheel, that's 2,400 miles in circumference. You're going 100 miles an hour.
I would feel it, definitely.
100 miles an hour, and it's curving off of its straight trajectory. You'd feel it, and you'd feel an outside tug. You'd be now expanded to the size of the Earth, 24,000 miles around. And it's going 1,000 miles an hour, which is twice as fast as an airliner flies.
Yeah, and that
you would feel it. And wait, and you're going. People say, well, I can drink a glass of water on an airliner and I don't feel it. That's because you're in a contained, closed system. You're going straight. You're on an airliner at 1,000 miles an hour. If it wanted to match the speed of the Earth, it has to go 1,000 miles an hour and it has to nose down at a mile a minute. A mile a minute. When you're on an airplane and you're sleeping, it's nice. And then you're about 30 minutes from your airport, the pilot starts angling for descent. And you start descending a little bit. Whoop, you wake up. Just that tiny little drop at a few feet per mile, you wake up because you notice it, right?
Yeah.
And on an airplane, of course you notice it.
But what I wanted to ask is, like, do you think gravity is fake too?
What gravity? Einsteinian gravity or Newtonian gravity?
Okay, this is to...
There you go. Because gravity is their god. Gravity is the one thing that they can't change, right?
Yeah.
They think that we're crazy because flat earthers think that down is this way for everybody. They think down is down, right? They think down is down, right? Flat earthers are crazy because we think down is down. Down is all these different ways. Down is every way towards the center. So down is this way for that guy, and up for this guy, and sideways for this guy, and diagonal for this guy. If the Earth was spinning at 1,000 miles an hour in a curved trajectory, a mile off of its linear course, this guy would be thrown sideways, right? Everything, when you spin a ball with water, the water shoots off the axis, and everything else is kind of pushed out. How come this guy doesn't feel a force, this way, I guess? How come he doesn't feel a force pushing him over, right? So when he says He's talking about angular speed. It's linear speed that matters. Linear speed. All right. So what is gravity? So they used to tell us that mass attracts mass, but now they changed it to Einsteinian gravity, where it's called the bending and warping of space-time. Have you heard that?
Maybe in Swedish, but not in English.
Yeah. Yeah. So they say that a large mass in space bends space-time, and then anything that goes through that bend, it'll follow the bend in space-time. And it's not actually attracting. Okay. So do you know how that works? Nobody knows how that works because
No.
it's stupid. It's
Yeah.
stupid. It's not because you're stupid. It's stupid. It's a stupid, made-up theory that they're trying to get people to believe, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's just get right into it. Everyone that has seen me before knows where I'm going with this, but I'm going to go right here, real quick. So where is it? So here we go. We have some leftover party balloons.
Yeah.
And we have a little button here, and it's kind of just neutrally buoyant a couple inches off the floor. It's just floating, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Earth has a negative charge to it. Everything in this Earth, from that microphone, to your salad, to birds, to trees, to rocks, to the air, has a electrostatic charge to it. It's either positive or negative. Everything is charged. Everything has a charge. The heavier something is, the more of a positive charge it has. If you look at all the elements, they all get hard. The higher the positive charge, the heavier they are. So we have this floating here, and this wire goes to what's called the Van de Graaff generator, where we're going to add a little positive charge to this. We're just going to change it, giving it a little extra positive charge. And when we add a positive charge, what do you think happens?
It goes
positive
down.
charge, positive, negative check. It goes down. Now, did we change its weight, or we just changed its electrostatic potential? Now, when we discharge it, it goes back up. Okay, very interesting.
Yeah.
And then here we have a little triangle, and we put a negative charge into it. It goes up. We turn it off. It goes down. Put it on. Keep it on. It goes up. Negatives will push. Get two magnets, right? They'll push away from each other. Get positive and negative. They attract. Negative and negative push against each other. Right. So here at MIT, they have they developed what's called the silent drone. It looks like a skid, but it's flying. It's got no propellers. It's got no moving parts. It just flies because it's got a negative charge to it, and they can manipulate it and make it move around. The U.S. military has a triangular advanced aircraft
I've seen
flies. It lifts on electrostatics, and it propels itself with electrostatics.
Yeah.
But
what is called
the AR-3B or something like that, or something like that.
Yeah.
But they're not telling people, and they very well might be pulling energy right out of the air because there's energy everywhere. The sun is sending electricity down to Earth. That's what solar panels do. They just collect the electricity and they run it into a current, right? Everything's electric, pure electric, right? Now, the globe believers say, well, everything falls at 9.8 meters per second squared due to gravity. No, that's just an average. And guess what? During electrical storms, they've measured that things fall at different rates because the electrical charge of the Earth is changed a little bit during the electrical storm. So things fall differently. Gravity wouldn't have any effect on that. And you ever see when lightning strikes right next to somebody, sometimes they go flying in the air? Why is that? The person is standing up, they're in the positive field, so they're being pulled down, they're being attracted to the ground. Buoyancy and density sort everything else out. The electric attraction is very weak. It's very weak, but it just establishes down is this way and not this way or that way or that way. It's this way. And then buoyancy and density sort everything else out. If I had a handful of marbles, ping pong balls, and a helium balloon, and I held them over a pool and I let them go, what's going to happen? The helium balloon's going to go up.
Yeah.
The helium balloon's going to go up because it's less dense than the air. The marbles and the ping pong ball are going to go down because they're more dense than the air. The ping pong balls will sit on top of the water because they're less dense than the water. And the rocks will go to the bottom of the water because they are more dense than the water. Right?
Yeah.
So our sun is holding on to all of the planets, right? Our sun's gravity made out of helium and hydrogen in a vacuum. I don't know how that happens, but it's there. Okay, that's what they tell us. And it burns 350 billion tons of matter every day. 350 billion tons.
I can't even imagine how much that is.
You can't even imagine. And every day, for billions of years, and nothing's ever happened.
No.
Nothing's ever happened. How do you have gas in a vacuum without containment? You can't.
No.
Hey, let's have a barbecue. Go pick up the propane, but I hate containers. Just bring the propane, no container. Can you do it? You can't do it.
No.
Right? So now let's talk about this. So mainstream science admits electrostatics are real. I just proved to you that they're real. We can manipulate them. We can do task manipulations, observations, science. We're doing science, showing you that it's a real thing. But then let's pretend gravity is real. Mainstream science says gravity is 10. No, the electrostatic force is 10, 39 zeros stronger than gravity. 10 with 39 zeros stronger than gravity. Do you know how big that number is? And the answer is no, you don't. No, you don't. Because a trillion, 1 trillion, right? Million, billion, trillion. How long do you think a trillion seconds is?
Trillion seconds. Oof.
1 trillion seconds. If you guess it within 5 days, I'll give you a Bitcoin.
I have no clue. I don't know.
You don't want to take a guess? You don't lose anything. Just take a guess.
Okay, 1 trillion.
1 trillion seconds. I'm demonstrating how big the number a trillion is.
20 years?
20 years? 20 years even? You wanted to pick 20 years, 1 week? Anything like that?
22 years. 1 week.
22 years. Not bad. 31,000 years. Okay? You're off a little bit. It's 31,000. So just let that sink in for a second. 1 trillion seconds. 1 trillion seconds is 31,000 years. Now, a trillion is 12 zeros. 31,000 years times 1,000. Right? And then take that number times 1,000 again. That's 18 zeros. That's 18 zeros. We got 18 more zeros to go to get to how much stronger the electrostatic force is. So you know what they're telling us? They're telling us that gravity is zero. 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 Right? The electrostatic force is so weak. So when someone says, oh, this is gravity, no, it's not. It's the electrostatic force because gravity is zero. Right? But they can't admit that there's no gravity because without gravity, they have no Big Bang. They have no dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are fake. You know that, right? So yes.
I was about to ask you about the Big Bang theory. But
yeah, it's just a theory made up by a priest. A priest in the Vatican, the most evil place in the world, made up the story of heliocentrism. And it's really just an analogy for the birth cycle. Right? Let me see if I can get this right. Owen Benjamin laid it out perfectly. He said, if you think of the Big Bang, right?
Yeah.
Big Bang. There was a Big Bang. There was an explosion, a big explosion. And then nothing became everything. And then, the planets were formed. And then an amoeba was formed. A single cell organism was formed. And then it turned into a little fish, into a frog, into a monkey, and then into a human, right?
Yeah.
That's a short story, right? Well, the conception is there's a Big Bang, a spark, a lightning spark that creates life, the spark of God. And then the fetus looks like an amoeba, and then it looks like a tadpole, and looks like a frog, it looks like a monkey, and then it's a human, right? It's literally the story of creation, right? They're making it up because there's nothing new under the sun. They just make up stuff. And instead of having it 9 months, they made it, 14 billion years. Hey, our universe was created. The Big Bang happened 14 billion years ago. That's what they tell us. NASA just announced the other day, if I get this right, they found a star 28 billion light years away. That means its light's been traveling to us for 28 billion years. How is that possible if the universe is only 14 billion years old?
I don't trust NASA.
Thank you.
I don't
Thank
do
you.
it.
Well, that's putting it lightly. Don't trust NASA.
No, but I'm gonna be honest. I can't
Excuse me.
say like I know the Earth's shape.
I can't say I know the Earth shape either. I can say it's
No.
not a globe spinning in a space vacuum. That's for sure.
But I've seen so much like weird stuff about NASA and like if I Google a picture from space, it's all fake.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean there's no photos of Earth from space? Let me check with NASA. Hold on. Yep, there's no photos of Earth. They
No,
admit
exactly.
there's no photos of
There's
Earth.
no. I can Google satellite in space. I can't find a real photo of it.
There's
I
not.
can't.
So here are NASA never, when they talk about planets and Earth and everything, they never say photographs. They say image and picture because they don't want to lie. The image and
Yeah.
picture doesn't have to be a photograph, right? But they represent, this is 9 different images of Earth. Now, if you actually look at these, the colors, the shapes, the planet, the size, look at the little United States here, if you can see it, the big United States, right? So by default, 8 of these have to be fake.
Yeah,
Or all 9 are fake, because you can't have one being real and the other one's being real too, because they're all different. So
Yeah, exactly.
at least if these are fake, that means they're all fake. They're all
Yeah.
fake. And then, just me saying they're fake, you can do the work and see the difference. 2012 and 2013, look at the United States. It's this big, and then it's this big,
Yeah.
right? Those are from NASA,
Yeah.
right? NASA is ridiculous. Right. And then, well, what about the live feeds from the space station, which I can prove to you are totally fake? But they show us this. So look at this amazing curvature of the Earth. Well, if we look at this and we look at the region and the lights and the rivers and the mountains, it's this little circle right here.
Oh
Does that make any sense to you?
no, that's what I
All
mean.
of this,
It's all fake.
all of that is that little circle. Yeah, that's totally fake, right? Totally fake.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm on you with that.
And here's another one from NASA, right? This was on the news. Great picture of the globe, the curvature. It's just this little section right here, right?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
That makes no
And they
sense whatsoever.
copy paste clouds. I've seen
Oh
a
yeah,
debunking video
that's
of
on
that.
that's on the blue marble.
Yeah.
Here's the United States. This is Mexico and Baja. And they tell us the diameter of the Earth is 7,917 miles. This is from NASA.
Yeah.
So we can go verify, we can drive across Mexico and we can determine using Google Maps, using just the mileage on our car, this is about 934 miles. So this red segment is 934 miles. So now we have our scale. We have our map scale. You know how they have on maps, you have scales to see how far things are?
Yeah.
I should be able to fit 8.5 of these between these 2 lines because this is the diameter. I should fit 8.5 of them. I can't fit 3 of them. 3.5 maybe. I can't fit the 8. I couldn't even get all of them on this page when I made the graphic.
No.
Okay. What does that tell you? Any thinking mind will say this is fake. Here's the thing. Most people that believe in the globe have no idea why they believe in the globe. They don't know the diameter. They don't know the circumference. They don't know the speeds, the distance to the sun, the width of the sun. They don't know any of it. They just believe. The ones that have done a little bit of like stuff that they remembered from school, every single proof they have comes from these liars. Right?
Yeah.
These liars that are lying about everything, right? Here's the 2012 Earth. And if we line it up here, all of this land is on the other side of this globe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What does that tell you about this? What does that tell you?
That
Right?
it doesn't fit.
Right. So now let's look at the other side of the globe. Right? Here's the other side. Well, look, we got just this. So all of this is on the other side.
Doesn't
All
make
right?
sense.
It makes no sense.
No.
It makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. All right? I'm not watching the chat, but if there's a good question in the chat, I'm happy to talk about it.
Yeah. Do you want the questions right now?
Well, you mentioned the blue marble with the
Yeah.
Photoshop clouds and the stupid colors,
Exactly.
right? When you go up higher and higher, the air gets thinner and thinner, colors get muted, right? This is what 127,000 feet. The Earth is white. It just becomes white at that distance. It doesn't become vivid colors like NASA shows us. They show us what we want to see, what'll make us go, oh, space is so beautiful, so wonderful. Let's go to the closest star because I bet you there's aliens there, right? You know how close the closest star is? 25 trillion miles away. So if you and I were in a spaceship going a mile per hour, and a mile per second, no one's ever gone that fast. 1 mile per second, and we traveled 1 trillion seconds. We're only 1/24th of the way, or 1/25th of the way there. We got to do that 24 more times. And how long have we been traveling?
For
31,000 years.
Yeah, that's insane.
So if I was going 100,000 miles an hour, 100,000 miles an hour, it would only take us 28,000 years to get there. Okay? These distances are just made to make your mind shut down. Defer your God-given judgment and common sense to authority, and the authority is what's controlling you, right? They want you to feel significant. They want you to be powerless. They don't want you to know that you have divine rights to this world. And if they gave you free energy that used to be here, and you have something the size of a roll of quarters that powers your house, runs your car, heats your house, air conditions your house, and you can use as much electricity as you want, and it's all good and clean. That might free up a little time. That might make you an entrepreneur. That might make you decide to start making deck chairs or something and creating new machines and all sorts of stuff rather than just feeding their satanic BS system.
Okay, I got a good question.
Go.
If the Earth is flat, why is the moon and other planets round?
Are they round?
I don't know. Let me know.
They look round.
They look round?
Let me ask you a question. Do you have any lights in your ceiling right there?
Yeah.
What shape are they?
Round.
Round.
Okay, is your floor round?
Floor?
Yeah, your floor. The floor that you're standing on.
Yeah, it's flat.
Is it round?
No.
It's flat? Wait a minute. The lights in your ceiling are circular, are spherical, but your floor is flat? That's crazy.
Okay, yeah, I get what you mean.
Okay, I don't know if they're round. I don't know if they're round. Let's look at it. So here is, actually that's what I want to show you. I want to show you this. Here is, I'm looking down this cutout in the forest, and that's either the moon or the sun. Can you guess which one it is?
Because it looks really dark, I would say it's the moon. But
It could be, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. And does it look spherical? Is it spherical?
Yeah, because of the light is round. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the light is round. The light is round. But if we move it closer to you, you'll see that it's actually a train, and it's not spherical at all. It's got rectangular lights, blue lights, red lights. It's got all these lights, but you saw it as a sphere.
Yeah, I did.
You saw it as a sphere.
But isn't that because of the lens is round and it catches the light round?
No, your eyes see it the same. Your eyes are lenses. Your eyes are exactly the same as a lens, right?
Okay.
Your eyes are exactly as a lens. But I just want to show you, unless you can touch it and measure it, you can't say anything about it. You see this chair? How tall do you think it is?
I think
3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet?
I'm not that good on feet.
Okay, well, meters.
1.5.
Yeah, or is it just painted on the floor?
It's painted.
It's painted on the floor. Okay? It's nothing. Unless you can touch it and measure it, you can't say anything about it. What about these? These two tables. These two tables. Which one's thinner? Which one's longer? Which one's bigger?
I would say the one to the left is longer, and the one to the right is more thick. And
so let me get a little piece of paper here and show you that one is that size, and it's the same size as that one. even though that I just showed you that, your brain cannot figure it out because it's how we see, right? It's how we see, right?
Yeah.
And then one more. I see you're having a problem, so I'm going to melt your brain with this one. So this is called the Ames illusion. Now, you think, all right, these are windows, it's just a little model. And this is a rectangular, or we can kind of see that it is a parabola. It's shorter here and longer here, right? It's just made to look like that. So this guy, it's got it hanging from a thread, and it's going to spin it around, but it looks like it's going back and forth. But in reality, it's spinning in a full circle. But your brain won't let you see that it's going in a circle because it makes it look like it's going like this, when in reality, it's going all the way around because it won't bring this shorter side to you. It's actually spinning in a circle. So if he sticks a pen through the window and tapes it in there, you think that'll break the illusion, right? Got a little piece of sticky. He sticks it in there. So now when you spin it around, you think it'll break the illusion. So he's got a pen in there. Right? Watch what your brain does here. Okay? Drink some water. You're going to need some water soon. Right? Okay, now watch. He's going to hold it up. He's spinning the thread. And he's just going to let it start spinning. Okay? And I'm going to zoom in and watch the pen.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, what the fuck is the proper
Glitch.
Jump back
It's
a little
glitching.
It's the matrix glitching, or it's an optical illusion, just showing you that you don't know what you're seeing until you can touch it and measure it or know the distance or something, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that freaky?
Yeah, it is. It is.
And so I told you what's going on. You can't make it out. You can't make it.
No.
You can build this yourself. Just look up Ames illusion, and they tell you how to make one yourself. Yeah. So what was the original question that we're getting at? Oh, are all planets? So now let's get into that. So let me just show you that for a second. Remember how to spell. I'd be all good.
Fråga sen varför åker rakt fram ett flygplan hur kommer man tillbaka till samma plats igen?
Hey, stop talking about me in other language.
No. It was about
It's just a
airplane thing.
All right, we'll talk about that in a moment. So, are all planets round? The moon. I don't know. The moon looks pretty round to me. I think it's round. I think it might be spherical, but I don't think it's actually physical. Right?
Oh, you think? Okay.
I don't even know what that is. Oh, this is supposedly Saturn coming around the backside of the moon. Pretty cool. I don't know if this is real. I think it might be real, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. But I don't know. I forget. But what I want to show you is, well, here, just getting to the liars at NASA again. Whoops, where is that coming in? So, okay. So this is a new picture of Jupiter. Do you think it's a new picture of Jupiter?
No.
Or somebody's just messing with like putty and putting it into a ball and rolling it around like snakes of putty. They say that's Jupiter. They also say this is Jupiter, right?
Is NASA the source?
Yeah, this is NASA. Who took a picture of the satellite orbiting Jupiter?
That's
They
fake.
got two? Why not? What?
It's so fake.
Of course, it looks like a ceiling fan. That's Jupiter, right? I think that's Jupiter. These are all pictures of Jupiter, which is crazy, right? This is the 2023 picture of Jupiter. What? They're just confusing your mind.
Yeah.
Right? You think that's Jupiter?
No.
Why
I
not?
think it's because I don't know if it's just glitched on my screen, but it looks like a box.
Looks like a box. So actually, it's just some ducks in a field with some water and some marsh. Right? I'm just saying how easily the mind is fooled. Right? And then NASA, has this paper mache model of Jupiter in their studio. Why do they have? Oh, cool! They just made it. All right, you can say it's just an art object. But in 2014, we were shown this picture of Jupiter. It's in every book. You've seen it. It's everywhere. NASA, right? This picture of Jupiter. You've seen it, right? There's the red storm. Now, this band is going this way. This storm is spinning. This band is going this way. It's crazy violent storms, right? This storm is supposedly way bigger than Earth. Like, I don't know, 10 Earths. I forget what it is. It's huge.
Yeah.
Right? 2016, they go, look, we got a picture of the northern lights. That means Jupiter has a magnetic core. Look at this. Look how crappy that it is. But look, every cloud is in the exact same position. Every cloud is in the exact same position.
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
They try to fool us.
Yep. They're trying to fool us. I mean, I can fool you. These are planets from NASA or the bottoms of frying pans. You have to guess. I might be fooling you.
I'm gonna say planets.
All right, they're all frying pans. Sorry. they're all the inside of a frying pan. Just lit nicely. Right? So this is what they tell us Mercury looks like, and this is what Mercury really looks like. Right? And why are all of the planets that used to be called wandering stars named after gods? Really weird. Maybe they just love their god names. But if you look, this looks more of an energetic, sentient light to me. Here's a picture. Here's a video of Mars. Look at it.
And
Now
Elon
this one
Musk
might be a little
wants
bit
to
out
go
of
there.
focus. Yeah, but Elon Musk wants to go there. Not lying, but he's not talking about this Mars, right? And here is the star Sirius zoomed in. Right? I'm going to show you another picture that somebody got of Sirius, which is very, very interesting. And this is Venus. Everything's pretty unique and interesting. Let's just say that. So you can hear. So this is a star zoomed in. That's what a star really looks like. Is that a burning ball of gas trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and gazillions of miles away? Or is that something completely different?
I have never seen something like that.
That's right, because NASA won't show you. Now, our consumer optics have outgrown their lies. You can get some nice telescopes, super zoom cameras, binoculars, all sorts of stuff. Hook them up to your computer, your phone, and you'll see amazing things. That's pretty interesting, right? Here's the star Aldebaran, right? Totally different. But look at it, right? I think that's the one you can see with your naked eye, too. This one, I'm not sure the name of the star. No, wait, why is that showing Aldebaran again? Interesting. I got the wrong one there. That's all right. And then this is a still shot of what Sirius looked like. Do you guys know what Sirius satellite radio is? You don't have that in Sweden, right?
No.
They have satellite radio here in America. And it's weird that when we're on an airplane and you're listening to it, when you get off the shore of America, they're like, oh, you can't listen to it anymore. We don't have the permission. Like, what? It's a satellite, right? But their logo looks very much like it represents this image of the star Sirius. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Need some more people to photograph that for me.
Okay, do you have time for some more questions?
Oh, we got more. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hit me up.
Viewer question. What is beneath the flat Earth?
Great question. So the deepest hole ever dug is in Russia. It's called the Cor Bore Hole. And America and NASA and everybody in Russia worked on it together. And after they were using ground penetrating radar to see what they're going to hit next, like, hey, there's no more rocks, they hit more rocks. Okay, there's no more dirt, they hit more dirt. Okay, there's no more water, they hit water. So they're wrong every step of the way. At about 7.5 miles down, whatever that is in kilometers, sorry, they hit an impenetrable barrier. They couldn't get through it. It was too hot. It was too hard. No matter what they tried, blowing it up, drilling it, for years, they could not get through it, right? But then all of a sudden, they know what's in the center of the earth. So as an analogy, you get a Macintosh apple, which has that really thin skin. They drilled a quarter of the way through that skin. They were wrong every step of the way, but then they know what the next 4,000 miles is. This is a meme based on pseudoscience or just made up bullshit. And that's in every textbook. But nobody knows, flat or round, what's below the earth. The earth, the way I look at it, is the foundation of the universe. Okay? You know, and we live in this toroidal field on this dielectric plane. There may be other ones elsewhere. I don't know. All we know is what we can say here, right? We can prove the earth is completely flat here. I like talking about the outer lands beyond Antarctica. That's where extra terra, extra land, territory, extraterrestrials would come from. The outer land and the outer space. And what if one of those spaces was called Mars? Maybe that's where Elon Musk wants to go, just a couple 10,000 miles away.
Do you have like a map that you believe is the actual map?
So those of you listening that think this is nonsense and those of you that know it's real, my website, FlatEarthDave.com, I have an app. And this app bypasses the YouTube censorship. You Google Flat Earth, you get Professor Dave. You Google just my channel, DITRH, you get Professor Dave, you get Simon Dan, you get these paid deceivers that are out there just talking at their accents and making you think they're so smart and all that stuff. But they won't feed you anything good. My app breaks the algorithm. Every day there's a featured video here. Here's the challenge. Watch the featured video every day for 2 weeks. Short ones during the week mostly. And at the end of that 2 weeks, if you can send me one proof, you win 3 Bitcoins. That's $210,000 today, US dollars, right? But on the app, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Like the question mark is there's a book section. The question mark is all the frequently asked questions. You're going to ask, hear about gravity. Tons of videos on gravity, and all of them are being hidden from you. Those are being hidden from you on Google. You'll never find them. Why? We can see too far. All of the experiments that we've done showing you that we can see too far. Stars, great star videos here, right? Maps and meteors and asteroids, and all of your questions are answered. Southern flights. Let's look at southern flights for a minute, right? And on the app, there's also images, right? I'm going to type in southern. Here we go. SOUT. That's all I got to do. Southern flights. Now I got all my southern flight info. Check this out. Here is going from South Africa it's over here to Australia. They go all the way up to Dubai and down, or Hong Kong and down, or Malaysia and down. That's the flight routes. They stop for gas up here. Why didn't they just go here? Right?
That's weird.
Look at it on a flat map. Straight line. Yeah. It's a straight line on a flat earth map. Weird, right? That's a weird one. Right? What about this one? So that's a little more confusing. Let me just show you an easier one. Oh, come on. Get over there. About this one. So people want to go from Auckland to Lima, Peru. They go all the way up to the United States.
Yeah.
And then down. Why didn't they just fly here? Look at it on a flat earth map. It's a straight line. It's a total straight line, right? You guys follow the World Cup in Sweden? Soccer?
Yeah.
The World Cup, they played in Doha. And then they won. They wanted to go back to Buenos Aires. They had their own plane, private plane. Didn't need to stop anywhere. Didn't need to change planes. Didn't need to drop off any passengers. They went up to Rome. They didn't care to see the Pope for fuel. But isn't this line the same distance as this line? Why wouldn't they just maybe stop here for fuel or just go the whole route? They went from here to here without getting fuel, but they can't go from here to here. Look at it on a flat earth map. Doha, Rome. They stop there because they can't stop here. The ocean. It's a straight line.
And
It's
when
a
you're
straight line.
talking about this, I have seen multiple interviews with pilots when they ask if the the like
The
say,
roots?
no, not about the root, but the shape of the Earth, and all of them say it's flat.
Really?
I've seen multiple
Yeah,
videos.
all of them, but not all of them, but lots of them, most of them, more and more now. I have about 30 pilots' numbers in my phone that call me all the time, and they're like, Dave, check this out, check this. This doesn't make any sense. Wait, let me show you one more thing on the images.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. Hawaii. So going from Sydney to the United States, all up here, all the way down to Mexico, all of these locations, these are the flight routes, right?
Yeah.
This is Hawaii. Now go look at those on all of these locations on a globe. There's no reason you would ever be north of Hawaii. All of them would be south of Hawaii because Hawaii would be way up. They'd have to go up and over to get to Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Why do no flights go south of Hawaii, and on a globe, no flights should go north of Hawaii? It's a straight line. It's a straight line. There's also a book called 16 Emergency Landings. You can find it on my website, FlatEarthDave.com.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows 16 landings that had to happen really fast because something happened. Someone's having a heart attack, dying suddenly, or whatever. And they make no sense. They're going thousands of miles out of their way. But if you look at a Flat Earth map, that airport that they stop at is right on the line between the place they took off and the place they were heading to. So, and just a new feature I have, this star right here, right there. These are featured content creators, right? Here's one for Robot Polisher. But these are great places. So just check, if you're looking for people looking for Flat Earth content, new content, hit these guys up. They're uploading stuff every day. Amazing channels. And again, YouTube won't recommend those channels to you ever.
No,
right?
but I remember when I tried to search you up. I saw you on. You were in the video with popular YouTuber. He did a flat Earth video.
Eddie Bravo?
It could be. He does lots of videos like going to America's most blah blah blah.
I don't remember. I mean, I've done 1,200 interviews.
Yeah, okay. And I tried to search you up, and I couldn't find you.
Right. So the best place to find all my channels, they just took down my TikTok, but I got another one. I had like 20,000 followers, and now they're all gone. But on FlatEarthDave.com, my app is there. My Twitter is there. My YouTube channels are there. My interview channels, everything's there. And there's the crash course there. There's must-see. Everything is at FlatEarthDave.com. So the only thing you got to remember is FlatEarthDave.com. There's also, I have my shop on there, but on the app, there's all sorts of cool Flat Earth stuff to look at. But this is my T-shirt shop, and you get one of these cool shirts, kind of subtle when you're walking out.
I'm gonna buy one.
Gathering.
I'm gonna buy one, 100%.
They're super fun to spark the conversation. The conversation.
Yeah.
So what other questions do we have? I'm sorry.
Oh,
wait. I was going here to you asked me a question. I forgot where I was going.
No, it was what do you think about under the earth? But we can move on.
Yeah.
I got another one.
Okay.
Talking about planets, how can you explain what we can see with our own eyes through a telescope? Is it something in the air?
Yeah, there's something there, but it's right here. It's close. Now think about this, right? Let me show you here. So you can look up at the moon on a clear night, right? And on a full moon, it's so bright it casts your shadow on the ground. You can read a book by it, right? On a clear night, full moon, it's enough. Now the moon is a dusty, dirty ball. This is a fairly shiny cement sphere, and it's noon, and the sun is shining on it. How come light's not beaming off of it, casting my shadow on the ground?
I have no clue. I'm not a scientist.
Well, no, you have no clue. You don't have to. I have no clue. I'm not a scientist. That's a trained response. Good little seal. Good job. Right? Good job. Okay. So the light doesn't bounce off of dusty. If it was a mirror, then it would cast some light back on me. But how the hell is this light traveling 238,000 miles and able to cast a shadow on the ground? How am I able to read by it? This is its own light, right? It's its own light. So we have to talk about size and size and stuff. Next time there's a clear sky, if we ever have another clear sky, and the moon's in the sky, you'll see that the blue sky is behind the moon. Like that, don't ask me what the moon is. Nobody knows, right? Plasma is my answer. It's plasma, right? Yeah. But you can see this crater right here, this little spider web crater. Oh, not there. There you go. This guy right here. You can see it with your naked eye. They tell us it's 40 miles wide. Go on Google Earth, draw a circle, put a red dot 40 miles wide, make it 50 miles wide, and then zoom out as far as they'll let you. I think they let you to go 25,000 miles. You can't see it. It becomes too small. That's just 25,000 miles. This is 250,000 miles away. And you can see it with your naked eye, right? How is that possible? How is that possible? And then whenever the moon is in the sky, whatever color the sky is, the craters show up. The things that we call craters, the dark spots, are that color. Blue, green, black, right? Kind of like the moon's transparent.
No. And I don't like talking about the moon because I don't think we even been there. It's all fake.
We definitely haven't been there. So I got 4 moons here. You have no idea how big they are or how far they are, right? That could be really, right? These are just models. Is this one a sphere?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was a half a sphere. How about the next one? Is this one a sphere?
I can't say yes because it looks like that. Yeah.
Yes, it looks, but it's flat. Is this one a sphere?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna say no.
It's a cup. Is this one a sphere?
Yeah.
No.
You got a 0 on your test. Actually,
What?
you got 1. You got 25%. You got 1 right. Yeah. So unless you can touch it and measure it, you don't know what shape it is.
No.
You don't know what shape it is at all. And then also the moon, see how it's lighting up just these clouds here? And it doesn't light up the clouds that over here that are far away. It only lights up the clouds that are right near it. Right? So the guys on the moon, how come the moon isn't, I mean, this is 250,000 miles away, right? This is what the moon looks like, 250,000 miles away. It's that bright. So if you go to the moon, it's going to get brighter and brighter and brighter as you get closer and closer to it. The inverse square law says every time you half the distance to a light, it's 4 times brighter. So this thing, the moon, would need to be as way brighter than our sun is for us to see it like this from Earth. A lot to take in. I know.
Yeah, it's a lot, but yeah. Okay, good
It's a lot.
answer. Yeah. Okay, you ready for next or you're...
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you mentioned something about nuclear bombs being fake in the beginning of our conversation. Could you elaborate what you mean and how you came to that conclusion?
So it's not a belief. First, I'll give you the rundown. Hiroshima Nagasaki, that's what everyone, Hiroshima Nagasaki, they just bark like a seal, right? Because that's what we were trained to believe happened. But, what do you know about nuclear bombs? They're devastating, radiation, half-life of thousands of years and whatever. 3 days after those bombs went off, the trains were running, the sandwich shops were open, the flower shops were selling flowers on the street, and everybody was back to work except for the small area that had a big explosion. Right? There was a big explosion. There's video of troops stacking dynamite at ground zero on both locations prior to it. If you look at any of the evidence, any of the videos, none of them make any sense. The house that blows up and the trees that bend over backwards, it's a model. Take a look at it again with adult eyes. It's a model. And there's all sorts of discrepancies in it. And then if you look into, where the whole thing, nuclear fusion, where it all comes from, it's nonsense. There's a guy named Galen Windsor who went around in the 1950s trying to tell people that plutonium is not dangerous. He would eat it and he would swim in the pools of nuclear power plants. He's like, the water's really warm. It's great. Right. And there's a whole thing being hidden about what nuclear power is, and nuclear bombs are supposed to make people so afraid that they won't even investigate what nuclear power plants are, because they're not. They're just boiling water with plutonium. It gets hot. Yeah.
Would you swim in it?
What?
Would you swim in it?
What? Would I swim? Yes, I would. Absolutely. Back, the whole other timeline, you go back into our fake history, there was an advanced civilization here, and they were using stuff like that, plutonium and radium, to heat and power everything, right? In their houses. Now they don't, though. They want to test for radium in your house. But on the app, there's a button called Home, that shows the homeschool, and you click it, and right here is a podcast you've probably never heard of called Crow 777 Radio, CRR, 2 R's in Crow, CRROW 777radio.com. Don't send your kids to college. College is just population control and mind control. Just have your kid listen for a 2-hour episode 5 times a week. One Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. At the end of a month, he's going to be more educated on living in this world and succeeding in this world than any college 4-year course will ever teach him. And it's only $8 a month. Okay? It's only $8 a month. It's the best thing ever. If I had to give up all my podcasts, this would be the last one. This would be the last one. If I only could keep one, this would be the one. And I've been saying this for years, and I've had a whole bunch of families reach out to me. They're like, we didn't send our kids to school. They've been listening to Crow. We actually put them up in their own house with a bunch of friends where they can garden and bike ride and do all their things and listen to Crow and have discussions about it. The kids are thriving. Their creativity is thriving. Their thrill for life, their health, everything. And their bank accounts are doing very well. $8 a month. There's no financing available.
All right. And that's available
So,
on FlatEarth.
I highly recommend it. Excuse me. It is excuse me, I'm choking to death.
Oh, it's okay.
Pro 777 Radio, CRROW 777radio.com. But if you forget, you're gonna have my app. My app, by the way, is $3 one-time charge, and it's in the homeschool section. And there's all sorts of stuff here. This top row here, my lunch break. My God, you want to know about our history? I hated history in school. It's so boring and so stupid. It's all lies. All of it's lies. Watch this guy. This guy puts out one video a week, mind blowing. And then you want to learn about our past. This is a TikTok, not TikTok. Yeah, TikTok, Instagram channel. Talks about airships that were here, giants that were here, our old world, our buried world. It's incredible. It'll open up your mind and going, wow, we're not at the peak of civilization. We're literally in the middle of a nightmare of stupidness. This world is really going in a bad way, but it's consciousness that will save us. It's people waking up. So that's why I left. I started my own business. I had a lucrative business, everything, American dream. I had it all. I got out of college, corporate America, left corporate America, started my own business. I'm the CEO of my own business, had a lot of free time, a lot of money. And I walked away from it all to talk to people like you, because this world is going into the shit can unless we raise our consciousness and unplug from the heliocentric matrix and take our world back. And it's very easy. Oh, what difference it can make. I still have to go to work on Monday. I'm only one person. I can't do anything. One person awake is stronger than all of the people that are asleep. Okay? So we need to just come together and raise our consciousness. Don't believe anything I say. Go verify everything, right? But here's the thing. You want to be rich? I'm going to tell you how to be rich. Ready?
Yeah, tell me.
Invent something that makes people lazier, right? Because people want the easy way out, right? Do you cook dinner? Do you cook dinner?
Yeah.
You guys married? Are you guys married? Are you a couple?
No, we couple.
Okay. You are or you're not?
We are a couple. Fuck buddies. No, couple.
You're her boy candy. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right.
Sugar mommy.
So to cook dinner, you got to shop. You got to drive. You got to shop. You got to prep. You got to cook. You got to clean. It's a lot. What's easier? Fast food. Fast food does really well. All you got to do is go pick it up, eat it, and throw everything in the garbage. Wow. What's easier than that? Here in America, we have a thing called DoorDash. They'll pick up your stupid fast food for you and deliver it to your house.
Yeah, we don't have that. Okay. At least not where I live.
It's worth billions of dollars now because it makes people lazier. Yeah. Right? So the reason I'm bringing that up is You want to be lazy, you're not going to learn. You're not going to learn anything. Where do I live? Connecticut. Do you want to know that? If you really wanted to know it, you believe it now, right? If you really wanted to know it, you'd have to take a couple hours, go online, find my Facebook, then you find my friends, and you're like, okay, this is where he lives. And then you find my yearbook, you look it up online, you say, oh, look, he did go to that school. And, and you can figure it out, then you can know, but that takes time and effort,
Yeah.
right? That takes time and effort. So to understand where you live takes time and effort. Globe or flat takes time and effort. Most people just default to what they were told before they had the ability to discern, right? The app will save your life. It'll change your life forever. And
I'm gonna download
you guys are in, you guys are in Sweden.
Yeah.
By the way, full disclosure, it's $3, but then there's all sorts of higher functions on it, which go way beyond anything I've talked about. And there's a subscription for that. It's $11 a year. But by showing people the app, when you show people some of the pictures, like, where did I get the app? They'll get it. You can have a referral code right here. This button opens up the referral section, and then you create. This is just a sample one I have, and you just put in. There's be a random number here. Click the pencil, change it to whatever you want. Change it to whatever. Baby, change it, whatever. Remember, and then when people download it, it's going to ask, do you have a referral code? They put it in, you get a point. You get 11 points. You can trade them in for a subscription, right? Or not. Okay. So I made it so $11 a year is nothing. There's actually nothing cheaper than that anywhere in the world. I don't think so. But I made it so you don't have to do that. So you can just refer. But here's look at all the people, right? Look at all the people. These are the people that are on the friend finder, right?
Okay, they have the app.
Yeah, well, more people have the app. These are only the people that have registered for the friend finder, because I can click on any one of these where that. If I click on this guy right here, thing's not clicking. Oh, that's interesting. This is a test version. If I click on, and it was refreshing. If I click on anyone, it'll come up. I can look up their profile. I can look at their information. Here you go. So I can look up this person. I can click it and go to their profile. I can message them. I can video call with them. I can do all sorts of stuff. But this is I wanted to show you. So we'll go here. I'll click the flag, and I'll type in Sweden. You're in Sweden, right?
Yeah.
Whoops. Sweden. So I'll click Sweden, and let's see. Look, you got people all over Sweden that are waking up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of people. Look at them all down here. Right?
Yeah.
Let's see if this guy put in a profile picture. We'll see. Oh, yeah. Look at this guy. So you can see information. He's a male. He's married. By the way, sorry, there's only 2 genders on here. When you choose your gender, there's only 2. So, I'm sorry. Okay. If one of those answers isn't good enough for you, maybe you don't need the app. All right. Yeah. So just throwing it out there. So there you go. There's Sweden, and it's super fun, and people literally are getting married and having kids, because every blue dot on here is awake, aware person with a thinking mind, which is beautiful thinking mind, right? And we're not trapped in the matrix, in their system, right? Their system is such nonsense. But if you're playing on their ball field, you're stuck in their paradigm. But people are like, no, don't take away my ball. No, not my ball, because you're a child, because you were trained about your ball, right? When you were a child, before you had discernments, right? Don't take away my ball. People, and another thing is, everything's about money to us. The elite make money. They don't need money. They can just make money. But all of the music industry, the movie industry, and the gaming industry combined are less than the space industry yearly. Okay? So people say, well, why? Well, money, if money is your God, there's a reason. There's a damn good reason. But it's more than that. It's a spiritual war, right? It's a spiritual war. And people say, what has Flat Earth done for your well-being? Well, I don't have to go to work on Monday. I don't even know what day of the week it is today. I think it's Wednesday, right?
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Let's say Monday. But I don't care. Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, right? Sunday's the new Friday. It doesn't matter because I've made my own reality because they didn't imprison my mind. I'm more at peace, greater sense of freedom, and a closer connection to the creator, where before I had none. And that changes everything, right? The globe is a prison for your mind. So let me just show you one thing because we talked about, and again, you don't need to speculate beyond the shoreline of Antarctica to prove flat Earth. But I do like to speculate, especially because it pisses a lot of people off when I do. So let me just show you a map. So I'm going to type in. That's not going on. Oh,
a lot of people asking what you did before you did this, before you became a flat earther.
I had a commercial solar power development company. I was in. I identified, financed, and constructed, and managed, and owned large scale solar systems. For some reason that's not working for me right now, so I'm going to go to here. Go to maps. So what if, right? First, let me just show the sun goes around the Earth, right? I'll make it go fast. It goes around once every 24 hours. Wherever the sun is, it's noon. And then the moon slowly falls behind because the sun will lap the moon every 28 times around. So the moon phase keeps track of the weeks and the months. There used to be 13 months of 28 days. And then one day resets the Earth at 365. And if I turn on the stars are going a little faster than the sun, but they lap just a little bit. So it takes 365 times around before the stars lap it. That means that the sun will slowly drift back into each zodiac for about a month. It's actually in the zodiac. And when we're looking at the sun, the moon, planets, and stars, we're focused in on it. You could focus beyond it, you could focus before it, or you could focus right to it. You can switch from any one to another, and they're all in focus. Kind of like they're all at the same distance, whatever they are. They're all in the same distance. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So I just want to show you this real quick. What if the world looked like this? What if we lived here, right? You guys are over here somewhere.
Yeah.
This is Antarctica, and this is the outer lands, extra territory. If somebody lived on the extra terra, they might be considered an extraterrestrial. If they came to visit, they would be an extraterrestrial from the outer space.
Yeah. Do you believe in aliens?
I believe in extraterrestrials that come from extra lands that we don't have access to, wherever those are. There's some people that worked in Antarctica that aren't really allowed to talk about what they saw. But one guy said that there's cities of people with millions of people in Antarctica. What's going on there? Millions of people living in Antarctica that have no access to communicate with us here in the inner Earth.
And that's a fun thing. If you Google up Antarctica from space, you can't find a real picture.
There's none. There's no pictures of Antarctica from space.
Chat, try to Google it.
Well, here you go. Here's a whole bunch, right? Paintings, garbage, nonsense. They're just garbage. Right? So, and then no one's allowed to independently explore there, and you can't measure it. Like I can measure on Google Earth, South America, draw a line around it, and it gives me the square miles. But if I go to the North Pole, if I go to Antarctica, I go around Antarctica, look what I get. I get this crazy outline. It won't measure it. It's out here.
Why so?
Right? It does that, which is, if you think about it, Antarctica is the shoreline of our pond, and they cut it out and wrapped it around a ball. So the thing is trying to figure out what happened on the flat plane. And then if we go to the North Pole, the same thing happens. If we circle the North Pole, it gives us this weird crescent. What's going on there? But you can do it anywhere else.
This, or is this a video?
Yeah. I did. I videoed myself doing it. You can do it yourself. Pull up Google Earth on the web browser and use the measuring tool. Measure any place on Earth. It'll give you the area, even in the middle of the ocean, and it will. But on the North Pole and the South Pole, it will not measure it.
Oh, shit!
It'll measure everywhere.
Go and test it.
Yeah, and they fixed it on the app, but not on the Google Earth. On GoogleEarth.com. Yeah, so. That's a little crazy there, right?
Yeah, I've seen a question a lot here. Ask him if you fly straight ahead, how do you get back to where you first were?
Yeah, another basic question. Just on the app, right? On the app, if we go, let me just turn off the stars, turn off the time lapse. If we go to the frequently asked questions. And one of the top questions is circumnavigation right here. Click that puppy and you'll come up with a whole bunch of videos that they're hiding from you, but I'll show you right now. Circumnavigation is very easy. Pay attention, whoever asked that question, because I'm going to answer it clearly. And this is something that you've never considered, right? Circumnavigate. It's lost it. There it is. So this is something that you've never considered, and I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so here's the flat Earth. We got a magnet in the center. This is a boat or an airplane. They got a compass, and the needle is pointing towards the north, right? The needle will always point towards the north. So right here, it says west. So if I try to push it west, I got to keep that needle pointing towards the north. So I have to keep turning. I have to keep turning to the right to make a circle. Now, this is the same on a globe. You have to do the same on a globe. So if I just keep going, I'm heading west 270 degrees, and I'm right back to where I started from. I can do east, same thing. East, look at the needle, always pointing towards the center. East is a circle. So there is no straight line, east or west. That's how you circumnavigate. Every single person that circumnavigated the Earth has done it east and west. Nobody's done it south. Why? Because if we go south, here, I'm going to try to dead reckon west. And as soon as I follow that line, I'm heading south. Look, the compass turned. I'm heading south. I left heading west, and I'm now heading south. Right? Now, if I go south, north is behind me, and south. Now, if I go south on a globe, I should pop up over here. If I go south from Santiago, I should pop up in Australia. But nobody's ever done it. If I go south, I'll never come back. And no one's ever gone south and come back. Right? Now I'm going north. I'm going north. I'm continuing my straight line. I'm continuing. Look, the compass just did a 180. I'm still continuing. Now I'm going south. That's south. That's south. That's south. That's south. That's south. Every straight line is south. Mind blown. Get a magnet, get a compass, draw a circle, draw a map, right? That's how it works. It's very simple. It's very, very, very simple.
I'm gonna say I need to download your app.
You do. I know
I'm gonna do it.
So Antarctica is supposedly 13,000 miles around, but this is Captain Cook. He went did a little thing. He went over like 70,000 miles. It should be 13,000. He tried 3 times. Took him 3.5 years each time. And he couldn't go around a 13,000 mile island.
What?
I don't understand.
Crazy. If you try to circumnavigate Antarctica, which is just a ball, it's just right? This is the Antarctic sailboat race that everyone's like, oh, that proves the Earth. Nope. They go here. They do way over the mileage, excuse me, that they say.
Okay, you talk
when you
about
put that on a globe, it's making a little circle around the bottom. Go ahead.
You talking about they racing around Antarctica.
Yeah. So this is the Antarctic sailboat race. So they have an average speed, if you use the what GPS says their distances were, of like 3 or 4 miles per hour. Those boats go way faster than that. But they're just told, hey, it took you 30 days. You went this amount of miles. They divide it out. Oh, we're only going 3 miles an hour. Interesting. These things go 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour, right? And they just sit back. There's a couple whistleblower captains from these boats that have spoken out to, like, the Earth is definitely flat. We're traveling way, way, way farther than what they're telling us. Way, way farther.
We need to, you and me, we need to go on a rocket ship and look if the Earth is flat or
There is
not.
nobody ever goes on a rocket ship. They're fake. They're all balloons.
Yeah, because I see in the videos they go up and then back down.
They go up and they go right back down. Exactly. Rocket pass, right? You go on the app and you search rocket pass. Let's see. Oh, you know what? My thing's still not working.
I'm on your side, Dave.
Okay.
Everything is fake.
Everything's fake. FlatEarthDave.com. I think we're going to wrap it up. But
Yeah.
anyone that's still doubting it, I think that everyone that was listening that doesn't have an ego that's so big that blinds them from the truth, that you should be now curious enough to start looking. FlatEarthDave.com. Tons of stuff there. You don't even have to get the app, but I do recommend that you get it because you're going to be obsessed with this topic. Nobody leaves flat Earth once they see it. It's the fact that the elite have done such a good job at making people think that it's so stupid that they'll never look. Right? You Google flat Earth, they show you, a disc floating in space. This is flat Earth, right? The Earth is spinning 1,000 miles an hour below me, right? Does that make any sense? Right? But if you Google flat Earth, you're going to see this, right? This isn't flat Earth. This is a flat Earth, a fake flat Earth in a fake heliocentric model, right? And the other planet's flat. Are we the only pancake? This is two fake models again, right? This is to tire out your mind so you won't look. Right? When you understand who you are, where you are, what this place is, the power of your mind, the power you truly have, you're going to be pissed at first, right? That you've been screwed your whole life, but then let that go, unplug from the matrix and start living your life properly, right? Help wake others up. Consciousness is what's going to save us, right? If the world raises their consciousness, we don't have to destroy the governments. They're gone. They just evaporate. We need to take back the power into our own hands. We can't do it if we're children floating in space, lost in a heliocentric space vacuum, which is scientifically impossible. We didn't even get into, high pressure, how it can't be adjacent to a vacuum, how stars can't form, right? It's absolute insanity, the stuff they have going on there. What they think is what they want us to believe. It's so stupid.
I have one last question before we go.
Go ahead.
In Sweden, we have Northern. What is called? Norrland.
What?
North.
North of Sweden, it's always light. It's never dark.
It's always light.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's because that's in June, but in December it gets dark.
Yeah, and then it's dark for every day. It's all dark 24/7.
Yeah. So the sun sets because of how close it is to you. So right now, the sun goes. Whoops, I'm showing up. I'm working on the wrong app. The sun goes around. So the sun in December. I didn't position yet. Hold on. So the sun in December goes out to this yellow line. That's December 21st. It slowly works its way in to this yellow line, which is the Tropic of Cancer. This is the Tropic of Capricorn here, Tropic of Cancer. Okay. So let's jump the sun forward to March, April, May, June, July. I meant to June. June? Yeah. So in June, it's all the way in here. It's close to you. And because you're so far north, it never really gets that far from you. So it just circles around. It just circles around.
Yeah, I see
Speed it
what you
up.
mean.
It's just circling around, so it's never far from you. But 6 months later, right? September, October, November, December, right? It's way far away from you. And so the sun never comes up. Understood?
Yeah.
Let's do sunsets real quick, and then that'll help you understand how the sun sets. You have any water? You're gonna need to drink water for this one.
Okay.
Hydrate, so your brain can work. Right?
Yeah.
So as something goes away, it looks like it's going down. So this is called terrestrial perspective. It means we're on the ground, we're looking at something in the sky. Okay? Terrestrial perspective. So this is a terrestrial point of view. This is a celestial view of the same thing. Okay? Hold on, I think I got a better one. Where is it? Sunsets. Okay, here we go. Let's try again. So terrestrial perspective makes things look like they're going down. This line looks like it's going down. This is I'm at the same height as the line, and it's just going across the line. And then this is a terrestrial view of a celestial object. Again, terrestrial ground, celestial sky. All right? So this is the same thing. All of these are level lines. This is the same line as this. It's just this camera's on the ground. This camera's up at that height. So we're on the ground looking at the sun go away, and it's going behind what? What is that? Is that the horizon of a Earth? It's going, well, it could be a mountain, but what when you're looking over the water and there's no mountains in the way? It goes behind the atmosphere, all right? So let me show you what I mean by that. So, where is it? So this is a perspective grid. This is how we see. The ground ramps up, the sides ramp in. It's our perspective. So this guy's eye line is here. So we'll throw this mountain in here. What can we say about this mountain? It's higher than his eyes. Yes? Thousands of feet. Okay? He's looking at a mountain. He's standing at the base of a mountain. It's way up in the air. The sun's high above the mountain. Now, if we just move the sun away, it's going beyond the mountain. Right? Is it below the earth, or is it just behind the mountain? It's just beyond the mountain. Right?
Yeah.
Now, there's two ways he can see the sun again. He can float up in the air and see it, or he can move backwards. And if we move him backwards, like 15 miles, 20 miles, the top of the mountain kind of looks like it is at his eye level. It's just really reduced, right? So the top of this mountain here appears at his eye level, but we know it's thousands of feet above his eye level, thousands of feet. And if the sun goes away, it goes where? Below or just beyond the mountain? It's beyond the mountain. Now let's add the clouds. Sun's up here. Clouds are up on the sky. And all of the clouds are converging again into this line. So the sun just goes away and it goes beyond that horizontal eye zone. What can we say about this line? It's the top of the mountain, which is thousands of feet above his eyes. And it's also the clouds, which become opaque as they get close together. And that's thousands and thousands of feet above the mountain. But he sees it all as level, and the sun just went beyond it. It just went beyond. It's not below. It just went beyond. You follow?
Yeah, I follow what you mean. But I'm completely
here,
fried in the brain after all.
I warned you. So look, this is just looking up, straight up at a building, and the sun's just moving away. So it's noon, now it's like 1 o'clock, and the sun just moves beyond the building. Move that building in the distance, it gets lower, but the sun will appear to go beyond it, but it'll look like it's going below it. The sun's disappearing from the bottom up. Same thing it would do in the distance. It's just perspective. I showed you how your eyes can perceive things. You think things are at your horizon, but they're not. They're thousands of feet above the horizon. Oh, I'm not even showing you that. There we go. Look at the sun going beyond this building. Right? It's noon when it's here, 12:30, 1 o'clock, right? It's just beyond the building. You know it's not below it, but move all that into the distance and it looks like it's going to go below it.
Yes.
Okay?
This is too much to take in.
See, that's the problem. So now, yeah, when this is done, you can throw your hands up. Someone will ask you a question you can't answer, and you can go, you know what? I'm just going to forget the whole thing. I'm going back to my globe because I don't want to go to school again. School was a waste of time, complete and total waste of time. Learn this stuff.
Thank you so much, Dave.
All right, man.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks. Peace out.
Peace. Thank you.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.